Hard sports all plays. Yeah. Hard sports all plays. Hard sports all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Hard sports all plays. Yeah.
All right. All right. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Tuesday, August 1st, 2023. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
I'm going pretty well. Going good.
Got quite a bit going on in sports. Baseball trade deadline here just a couple hours, about 2.5 hours away. Of course, you got a lot of baseball going on, starting to get later in the season where the games are more important. Reds are in a pretty big series with the Cubs right now. Got off to a good start yesterday. Hopefully, we can continue that today. But, World Cup going on. So there's a lot of stuff quite a bit going on in football just a few weeks away.
Yep, that's for sure. Just had a big trade. Verlander back to Houston, and the Mets got Houston's number 1 and number 4 prospect in return. Both outfielders.
Yeah, so they got a couple outfielders. It'll be interesting to see. It's kind of funny. He's back with the Astros after leaving the Astros. I think for a little bit more money, and then you had a lot of people that are Astros fans that were talking a lot of crap about Verlander, and now he's back with Houston. Their tune will probably change, but if he can pitch like he's been pitching here lately, he's going to help him. But I mean, he's just got to stay healthy. That's going to be the main thing with him.
His last 5 or 6 starts, he's been lights out. How'd you do this weekend on your picks? This Saturday.
On Friday for baseball, I went 4-2, and Saturday in the UFC, I was 2-2 because one fight got canceled.
Yeah, I went 4-2 in baseball. And what'd you do in UFC?
2-2.
Yeah, I went 3-1, and then on boxing, I had Crawford. So overall, I went 8-3. And people remember, I said Crawford.
I forgot I took Crawford, so I didn't even have him in there. So if I had him, that'd be another one. So I had a pretty good weekend.
I said Crawford in under 10. I said by 9 for 10th round, and he knocked him out in the 9th round. He knocked him down 4 times. That fight. People said, "Who's next for Crawford?" They said, "Well, maybe a rematch." Why would he give him a rematch?
I heard he's exercising his rematch clause.
Well, he did have 3 or 4 of the titles, but
so I guess it looks like there's going to be a rematch. I don't know how good the rematch will be, but I did read where Spence said he's. I thought I heard for like December. That seems wouldn't that be awful quick?
Yeah, it would be pretty quick.
But I met for some reason I wanted to say December, but no, I did say that he was going, or I did see where he's going to exercise his rematch clause. Jay just said no, man, he shouldn't be fighting no more. Jay said he looked like he might have had some health issues going
I
on.
know he got the crap beat out of him. I know that. He won the first round, and it was downhill after that.
Downhill quick. Yeah, UFC only had the 4 picks because the one
Fight got canceled. And they
One fight got
they added
canceled.
something, but we
Yeah.
we hadn't picked that.
But I thought the one guy I thought Jan got robbed a little bit. I thought Blachowicz beat Pereira in that co-main event.
I thought it was pretty close. I could have seen going to Blachowicz. I mean, he had the takedowns and stuff. It was pretty interesting.
I thought Jan won 2 out of 3 rounds. It was close. Don't get me wrong, it was close. But I thought Jan had won that fight. I know Austin and called or messaged me. He thought the same thing. Jay said, yeah, they are shooting for December, trying to figure out if it's going to be at 154 or 147. Possibly doing a catch weight and still fighting for the titles. Yeah, I thought I'd read something for December, but I couldn't remember 100% sure.
I think he could give Spence 20 more pounds, and I think he'd still beat the hell out of him.
Ray thinks they do it at 154 and that it's going to look different. So they wasn't about to let Alex lose like that. Yeah, I understand that, but I thought Young won. I thought it was real close, but I thought Young won 2 out of 3 rounds. But Spence don't get it together. He's just going to look slower. That's it. Damien wants to know what Paul Heyman has against Jimmy Hart.
I don't know what he's talking about. Now I knew Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns was on this First Take.
Oh, were
this
they?
morning? Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if maybe that's what he's talking about. Maybe I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
And I know Cody Rhodes is going to be on the Today Show. I think Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Yeah, Damien, you'd have to let me know what's going on because I haven't seen it.
All right, give me 1 second. I'll jump over to the. Hey, how's it going, Glenn? Glenn says Reds are looking good. It didn't come up on there for some reason. He says Houston going all the way to the World Series now, laughing. I don't think so either, Glenn.
It's possible. I'm telling you.
I don't think so either, Glenn. I agree. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? Or Jonathan Jake, one of the different names we know him by, Jake Elliott. He was on here too.
Well, the Reds did make a move and got a relief pitcher.
Yeah, I like the relief pitcher. I did a little more research on him because his ERA was like 4, but that was at the beginning of the season. He had 1 bad inning where he gave up like 5 runs.
He's been real good.
And since then, though, especially the last like 7 appearances, he's has like a 1.54 ERA.
Real good on holds.
Yeah, he's been and he's another left-hander. That's what we needed in the bullpen. We didn't really. Yeah, because we needed another lefty.
The one went back on IL, Samarian or whatever. He went back
on
IL.
Santillan.
He went back on IL.
So we needed another lefty in the bullpen. So I like to pick up. I haven't seen what they really gave up. Have you seen what they gave up for?
It was a pitcher, a young pitcher, but I really don't know a lot about him.
Well, I like the move. I was wondering if they were going to try to get any starters, but they must feel good about where Green and Lodolo's recoveries are at.
Now, the guys on TV, I was watching MLB Network, and the one guy, former manager, and I can't think of his name right now, he used to be with the Mets a lot, I believe. But he says that they have to go out and get a starter. Reds have to. I don't know what I mean they have to, but that's what he thinks. To really compete, he thinks they have to go out and get a starter.
See, I don't think we have to, just because we're competing now with the starters that we have. At the beginning of the season, yes, our starting pitching did not look good at all. I'll be the first to say that. But since you go over the last 2 months, starting pitching's been pretty good. Bullpen's been better. Bullpen and the starting pitching definitely has gotten better as the seasons went on.
And we're beating teams.
And we've had a lot of injuries. So I mean, if we don't have those injuries, where would our pitching staff be at right now? If you didn't miss Hunter Green for the last month and a half, Lodolo. I mean, them are the two guys we thought would be top of our rotation, and they've been out. And then, but you had this rookie Abbott who stepped up, and he's been our ace. And Lively, who's pitching tonight, hasn't pitched bad.
He's pitched well. Williams has pitched well. I mean, they have everybody stepping up. I mean, whether they can win a playoff.
I mean, Weaver gives up 5 runs a game, but the Reds score 8 runs a game when he pitches. So.
He had pretty good out in this last.
Yeah, he did. His last couple outings have been pretty good, really. But he went through a stretch there where he'd give up 5 runs a game, but the Reds average like 7.5 runs a game when he pitches.
A lot of people felt like the Reds should go after Verlander. I didn't think they would. It would be nice to have somebody with experience like that. I just didn't think they would do it. Too much money involved.
Well, not just the money, but I think if it was this time, maybe next year, and this team had developed like you're hoping they develop, I could see them maybe making a move like that they think would get them over the top. But I still think they feel like they've got here a little earlier than what they thought, and
they feel like
I think they'd like to see these guys develop maybe another year before they made a move like that.
I think they feel like the best is yet to come. So yeah, I understand that.
And they're real high on the guys that we still have in the farm system. I mean, we still a lot of talent down there that they're real high on. All right, we'll get ready to jump in these baseball games, but Damien asked, what's your thoughts on the Jonathan Taylor situation? Commenters, they said the league wouldn't miss him when he leaves. I thought Irsay's comment was funny when he said, "If I die tonight and Jonathan's gone, the league NFL goes on. They're not going to miss us." I mean, it's the truth.
Technically, it is the truth.
My thoughts on the situation are Jonathan Taylor. He'll be playing this year as a Colt. I don't. So. The only way he's not going to play this year as a Colt is if he sits out, and then I think Jonathan Taylor really don't have no leverage because he's still on his rookie deal. He's under contract on his rookie deal for this season. So you sit out, lose all that money. And then the Colts still have the rights for you so you're not, I mean, that ain't going to help you. Plus you didn't have a great year last year. If you sit out this year, what's the market going to be for you next year? You know what I mean? So I think that you lose money market wise as well. And then if you play and you don't try, you just kind of mail it in, that hurts you because if you don't have good numbers, your market's going to hurt your market. So, I mean, really, he don't have really no leverage. And then now they're saying something about Colts might put him on the non-football injury list. And if he gets put on that, not only that, it basically freezes his contract. So next year would still be the last year of his rookie deal. But he's saying that report, the report on his back is false. That so I don't know how true. But if he does get put on that list, and he's still in the last year of his rookie deal next year because his contract is like pauses.
If he sets out and he's not sets out until he gets traded, he don't get paid anything.
Yep.
So you're giving up a lot of money.
A lot of money, and you're hurting yourself. You could hurt yourself in the eyes of other teams. Yep. And how many teams are going to be out there wanting to trade for Jonathan Taylor? You still have Dalvin Cook that isn't nowhere. Look all these running backs that are still out there, and you're going to tell me there's going to be a big market for Jonathan Taylor?
Well, even if he goes somewhere else, don't mean that they're going to pay him more money.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand the strategy by him. He would have had. It's the last year of your rookie deal. Play your deal. Play your season. See where the contract talks go. I think he probably figures he's going to get franchise tag next year, and he don't like that. But I didn't think Irsay said anything wrong. So, but yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I like Jonathan Taylor. He's a hell of a running back. And I think he'll be on the field for the Colts this year. This is just contract negotiating. It's getting public, and I think they get it worked out. But I don't think Colts trade him.
unless it comes up just something they can't refuse.
And I don't think there'll be a big market for him because, I mean, like I'm saying, look, all these other running backs are still looking for homes.
Yep.
Running back market is not very big right now.
No, it is not.
All right. Major League Baseball. First game I like today is going to be the Phillies at the Marlins. The Marlins are 1.5 run favorites at home, minus 134 on the money line. The Phillies are plus 114 on the money line. Over under is at 7.5 runs. The Phillies are 57-49 on the season, 29-29 at home, or excuse me, on the road. The Phillies on the mound for the Phillies is Suarez. He is 2-5 with a 4.22 ERA. Phillies are 3-2 over their last 5 games. They're hitting .255 as a team on the season with a 4.00 team ERA. The Marlins are 57-50 on the season, 33-22 at home. The Marlins are Marlins have Alcantara on the mound tonight, who's 4-9 with a 4.46 ERA. The Marlins are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .264 as a team on the season with a 4.10 team ERA. I like the Phillies here at the plus 1.5. Phillies beat the Marlins yesterday. I like the pitching matchup here with Suarez and Alcantara. And you can get the Phillies at plus 1.5 on the run line. I like the value there, so I like the Phillies at the plus 1.5. Next game I like Tampa Bay Rays at the New York Yankees. The Rays are 1.5 run favorites on the road, minus 116 on the money line. The Yankees are minus 102 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 8 runs. The Rays are 65-44 on the season, 28-25 on the road. On the mound for the Rays will be Eflin, who is 11-6 with a 3.64 ERA. The Rays are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .255 as a team on the season with a 3.78 team ERA. The Yankees are 55-51 on the season, 32-25 at home. Yankees are 2-3 over their last 5 games. They're hitting .230 as a team on the season with a 3.92 team ERA. On the mound for the Yankees tonight is Rondon. He is 1-3 with a 5.75 ERA. I like the Rays here on the money line against the Yankees. They were able to pull out a victory against the Yankees yesterday, and I like the pitching matchup with Eflin against Rondon. Next game, Baltimore Orioles at the Toronto Blue Jays. Baltimore is a minus 1.5 run favorite on the road, minus 104 on the money line. The Blue Jays are minus 112 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 8.5 runs. The Orioles are 65-41 on the season, 33-20 on the road. On the mound for the Royals is Bradish. He is 6-6 with a 3.29 ERA. Orioles are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .249 as a team on the season with a 4.15 team ERA. The Blue Jays are 59-48 on the season, 29-22 at home. On the mound for the Blue Jays is Rue. This will be his first appearance. The Blue Jays are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .261 as a team on the season with a 3.76 team ERA. I like Baltimore here. They picked up a close victory last night against the Blue Jays, and I look for the same today. So I like Baltimore on the money line. My next game, Cincinnati Reds at the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs are 1.5 run favorites. I don't understand why the Cubs are 1.5 run favorites. Minus 168 on the money line. And Reds are plus 142 on the money line. Over-unders at 8.5. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a Reds fan. We played them back in May in Chicago, swept them. We won the first game last night in Chicago, and then and we're underdogs. I mean, they haven't. We've
Yeah.
played well against the Cubs this year. I don't. Only reason I think they are underdogs is because of the pitching matchup. Because you do have Steele on the mound for the Cubs, so I understand that in a little bit. But I was kind of surprised that the Reds were underdogs. But the Reds are 59-49 on the season. They're in first place in the Central Division. They're 31-23 on the road. They've actually played better on the road than they have at home. They will have Lively on the mound tonight. Record's 4-6 with a 3.76 ERA. But if you look at his last 4 starts, his ERA is a lot lower than that. Reds are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .252 as a team on the season with a 4.62 team ERA. The Cubs are 53-53 on the season, 27-27 at home. They will have Still on the mound, who's 11-3 with a 2.87 ERA. Cubs are 3-2 over their last 5. They're hitting .254 as a team on the season with a 4.08 team ERA. I like the Reds here at the +1.5. Getting a run and a half with the Reds, I think there's good value there. I think after last night, they've played in 45 one-run ball games now, and they've won 24-25 of them. And at one time earlier in the year, they started out 1-9 in one-run ball games. So I mean, they turned that around. They went a 1 year time of the season. They were 1-9 on the road. Now they have a better road record than they do a home record. So both those have kind of flipped. But I like the Reds at the +1.5. And my last game for tonight is going to be the New York Mets, Kansas City Royals. The Mets are 1.5 run favorites on the road, -154 on the money line. The Royals are +130 on the money line. Over-unders at 9.5 runs. The Mets are 50-55 on the season, 24-32. He just hit the camera. Pablo did jumping up on the couch. Camera went.
I see it. What's going on?
Yeah. I forget where I was even at now. Damn dog moved the camera on me, got me lost. Oh, Mets are 50-55 on the season, 24-32 on the road. So they have not played great on the road. On the mound for the Mets is Quintana. He's 0-2 with a 3.27 ERA. Mets are 3-2 over the last 5 games, hitting .238 as a team on the season with a 4.32 team ERA. The Royals are 32-75 on the season, 18-36 at home. The Royals will have Greinke on the mound, who's 1-11 with a 5.49 ERA. Greinke's really fell off this year. Yeah. Royals are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .235 as a team on the season with a 5.22 team ERA. I like the Mets here. I know the Mets aren't great on the road, but the Royals aren't great at home. The Mets have the better pitcher on the mound. So I'm going to go with the Mets on the money line. So my picks for Major League Baseball tonight: Phillies +1.5, Rays money line, Orioles money line, Reds +1.5, and the New York Mets on the money line.
Okay, my parlay for tonight, I got Milwaukee money line at Washington. I got White Sox at Texas. I'll take Texas money line. I got Cleveland at Houston money line. I got the Mets money line at Kansas City, and I have Boston money line at Seattle.
And then, hi Kelly. Kelly Fine's watching as well.
Oh, is she? When coming up on here?
I don't know. But
hi Kelly.
Glenn says if he gives up 5 runs early, he'll fit in here.
Glenn, what do you think about the Jonathan Taylor situation? While he answers that, that story I did see about the Mets, they had several minor league players with them at the hotel in Kansas City in case they make all the moves they think they might make. That's what the story said. They run up several minor leaguers to Kansas City to be prepared to play in case they made all the trades they was going to make.
Well, so I might not be a good pick.
Yeah, I heard that story earlier, a couple hours ago.
Well, only got about a couple hours left to make those moves.
Yes, they do.
It's all a couple hours.
What do you think? You think the Reds make another move? What's your gut say?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I mean, I wouldn't mind them making a move, but I don't think they're going to give up a lot of prospects. I'm surprised they didn't jump on a trade they could have made I can't remember what team it was. It just got him a shortstop. I'm surprised they didn't maybe try to give Newman an opportunity to play somewhere and got something back for him. Oh, it was the guy from St. Louis, Jean, got traded somewhere. Can't remember where it even was now.
I thought the Cubs made a good move getting third baseman.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still early, but this is a big series for the Cubs and the Reds, for the Cubs to stay in it. And if the Reds went in here and swept them, Cubs could be, a lot of games back, coming in only, 4.
Yeah, create space between you and the Cubs.
You could create quite a bit of space.
And if the Brewers can keep losing to the Nationals,
yeah,
that would really help too.
Not expecting it, but yeah, I mean, they lost last night, so you don't know.
Yeah. So, but the Reds played well against the Cubs. Cubs battled back, made that game interesting yesterday because it looked like the Reds was going to pull away, and then it ended up being a 1-run game. So I mean, and Cubs had opportunities, but yes, Diaz came in the ninth and just shut him down. I liked how he looked yesterday. He was throwing strikes or getting ahead in the count 0-2, and if he gets ahead in the count 0-2 with that fastball and that slider, especially the way he was throwing his slider last night, because he was throwing a lot more sliders last night than he was fastballs, and he was getting some wild swings. So I'm looking. Yeah, should be some good baseball tonight. Women's World Cup, United States tied again.
End up a tie. Okay, I know they made. I know they said they made it to the next round, but
yeah, they ended a draw. I think that might. I haven't seen like their draw for the next round. I know a lot of people were saying that if they didn't win that game, and if it did end in a draw like that they could end up getting seated behind the Netherlands, and then they could have to face Sweden. I guess Sweden's as gave us trouble. Well, like I said, I don't know enough about it. I've been trying to keep up on a little bit. And the game started like at 3 a.m. last night.
I didn't know that Dennis Rodman's daughter played for that team.
Yeah.
I was seeing a big story on that. I think it must have been Sunday morning.
Yeah, she's one of their young players, but yeah, she's good. Yeah, she's real good. Hey, how's it going, Billy? Yeah, she's been one of their better players here, even here at the World Cup, even for being young. They got to find a way to score some more goals. And the biggest trade so far, Billy, is that Verlander got traded to the Astros.
Back to the Astros for the Astros number 1. What do you call it? Prospect and number 4 prospect, both outfielders. And I imagine some cash too.
Yeah, I haven't seen the whole deal.
Yeah, I would think they're going to be paying some of that contract, I would say.
It's go. I ain't gonna lie. I'm interested to see what Jay thinks about this.
Oh yeah, he was hammering on Verlander. Now he's back. Oh, I'm sure his greatest thing since sliced bread, man. Since he's back,
probably. Well, I think Glenn must have had to get off or something because he hasn't commented back.
But one thing
hasn't came up on there or on here, so
that I've seen some of Jay's stuff, and he talks about Houston. I don't remember what Houston's earned run average as a team was, but evidently he thinks that a lot of teams have an under 3 earned run average, and there's not very many pitchers that even have under. While I was looking at the National League, I think there was 2 pitchers, number 1 or number 2 had under, and then it goes to 3, and I think it was about the same way in the American League.
Yeah, he was saying that I heard that one day. I'm thinking, dude, do you realize that there isn't many teams that have under a 3 ERA?
I don't think there's anybody this
year. Yeah. So,
and I don't know what the Astros were last year. He claims they were under.
They were last year. They were hovering right around like the 290s and right there at 3. So I mean,
he wants them.
They had a pretty low ERA last year as a team.
He wants them like 2.4.
Yeah. That's not going to happen very often. Nothing's happened with Max Scherzer yet that I've heard about.
I thought he already got traded.
Oh, did he? Where did he get traded to?
He's not with the Mets anymore, man.
No, he did, but I forget where he went.
Either Texas or Angels. I think it was Texas.
I think it was the Rangers one.
Yeah, pretty sure he already went to the Rangers earlier in the week or last week.
I can't remember.
Yeah, he's with Texas. He went to the Rangers.
Yeah, because the Rangers loaded up.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Rangers they've loaded up on some pitching. Sure, I think that's a good pickup for the Rangers, especially because they had lost DeGrom.
Yeah.
So Billy, I forgot about it too. That's why you said Scherzer. I'm like, I ain't heard that about Scherzer, but yeah, I did last week. I forgot all about it.
Okay.
I remember when I saw the Rangers play and he was on the mound.
Yeah, you remember this.
Hey, he's been all right. But all right. Well, did you have anything else before we get out of here for today?
No.
That's all the baseball games for today. Right, not too much longer. We'll have NFL, and some college football games to start picking.
That's true.
I'm looking forward to football season. We'll see what happens with the Colts and Jonathan Taylor.
Wonder what that coach thinks about that.
Oh, yeah. Who knows? The hell, you got Bosa holding out on the 49ers. You got Martin holding out on the Cowboys. And they're losing like $50,000 a day or something that they get fined for missing training camp.
Yeah, that running back from Minnesota still hasn't signed, and I seen a thing that the Jets say they don't think that he's in any big hurry to sign with any team right now. I think they was wanting to get him. Oh, did Lorenzen go somewhere?
No, I don't know.
I thought I just seen Lorenzen went somewhere.
They yeah, because I thought Cook would sign with the Jets. I was kind of surprised he hasn't signed with the Jets yet. Maybe he's just waiting to see if any other. I guess hell, if you don't sign now, you don't have to worry about this training camp shit.
I was thinking that in my head. Hey, man, I really don't want to go training camp. I'm just going to wait a couple weeks. Yeah. I wonder, man, if any part of it.
And there can be injuries and stuff. Don't get me wrong. I don't wish injury upon anybody, but there can be injuries in training camp that can change teams' outlook on you. You know what I mean? If somebody loses a running back or something. So there can be advantages of waiting. I guess there could be disadvantages too, because I guess maybe some teams could lose some value on it.
For a perfect example, Patrick, wide receiver for Denver, tore his Achilles, is out for the season. He had 5 touchdowns for Denver last year.
Yeah, well, look, Joe Burrow went down the other day. It looks like it's not nothing serious, but I mean, it was non-contact. It was, I mean, you just never know. Yeah, a lot of people say, "Why you think about training camp?" I think my whole thing with training camp, I just want everybody to come out of it healthy, and that's the main thing.
Billy Buzz is taking the Braves, Astros, and Rangers.
Minus 1.5
tonight.
I didn't take none of those games today. My games for today was Phillies at plus 1.5, Rays money line, Orioles money line, Reds plus 1.5, and the Mets on the money line. So yeah, so Billy took 3 different games. I didn't have any of those. I like that. Oh, I remember looking at that. The only reason I remember who the Astros are playing the Guardians. Okay, yeah, because they came back and beat the Guardians yesterday. Yesterday. So I forget who the Rangers are playing now, but if I remember,
Rangers are playing the White Sox.
Yeah, White Sox. So yeah, I like that. But no, we appreciate everybody watching. Please hit the subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and subscribe, or like and follow on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, or at Gonzo Sports Room as well. That's where we post all information about our upcoming shows. We will be at a wrestling show tomorrow with DCCW at the Gaston Fair. Should be a great show. Don't know if we'll be live yet or not. Depends on the internet when we get there. If we're not live, we'll air it here in a day or two like we normally do. And then this Sunday, we will be at Summit Pro Wrestling, which we will be live. If I remember right, that's called Turn the Page.
Yep.
They have a good card put together. Should be a real good show. But that will be live. Doors open at 3, bell times at 4 for there. So we'll be live Sunday at 4 with the Summit Pro. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow with Easy Money and Sports. But well, not sure about tomorrow because I got to see what time we can even get. Probably not tomorrow. We'll probably be on the road for the wrestling. So I'll probably be back Thursday. But if something happens and we can do a show, we'll be live. But if not, we'll be back on Thursday. But we appreciate everybody joining us. This has been Easy Money, a sports betting show, and we will see you guys next time.